Today, we're going to be learning a little bit more about SCP-169, better known as the Leviathan. This is one of the scariest underwater SCPs ever created.
40 years ago, a U.S. Navy exploratory vessel landed on a chain of islands in the South Atlantic, just 2,000 miles off the coast of Argentina. In other words, the middle of nowhere. Yet on this far-off set of rocks afloat in the middle of the ocean, they discovered a vast array of strange wildlife and plant species that resemble little of what they left behind on the mainland. Could this be a treasure trove of undiscovered species, they wondered? Hoping to capitalize on the discovery, a reconnaissance team of researchers was sent out to explore some of the islands on foot, and what they found did not disappoint.
Ooh, there we go.
From endangered species of birds to plant life and vegetation that looked like it belonged on Mars,
it's probably the origin of the
they
Leviathan.
found a dizzying array of new and exciting examples of evolutionary oddities that would fill a library.
Interesting.
Quick take, I think the birds will eventually go into the water and then adapt and evolve into the Leviathan. That's just an early theory.
You think that the birds are eventually going to play into the SCP, the Leviathan?
That's a Boy theory.
Interesting.
You want to join my team? Comment down below right now.
But unfortunately, their jubilation was cut short. Attempting to collect soil samples, they dug into the ground and soon discovered that what they were standing on wasn't actually ground at all. The Navy scientists soon discovered the rocky terrain they were exploring was actually made up entirely of organic matter. As per the standard protocol, the SCP found—
So wait, that means that, Adam, you were kind of onto something there. I know that you were just kidding, but it's organic matter. So what they're on right now is a living being.
It's a living island. The island's literally alive.
Yeah, it's like the giant sea turtle, which Adam was talking about from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So the entire thing could be a turtle, and that means my first theory about the bird becoming the Leviathan is becoming more factual. You guys all laughed. You guys all laughed. Just you.
The Foundation was forced to silence the U.S. Navy research vessel after its discovery. With the okay from the U.S. government, the ship was torpedoed and sunk to the bottom of the ocean with all hands on deck in the name of protecting the greater good of the masses.
Looks like some dude from France.
Tragedy at sea for the sake of preventing worldwide pandemonium. From there, the Foundation took over with the containment procedures of what would eventually come to be known as SCP-169.
Oh yeah,
that's gotta be
better known by its nickname, the Leviathan.
Whoa.
The Leviathan is a biblical creature of mythical proportions, said to be able to boil the seas and create earth-ending floods with just a whip of its massive continent-spanning body. It is unclear if SCP-169 has the ability to do these things, though, given its massive size, which Foundation researchers estimate to be somewhere between 2,000 and 8,000 kilometers.
Just to give an estimate, like how big is one whale?
Like a blue whale?
How big is a blue whale? So a blue whale
in kilometers.
Yeah, in kilometers.
0.001 kilometers.
Let me see. Yeah, it's not very long at all. It's only 33 meters, which is like a fraction of a kilometer. So this thing is as big as like the United States of America.
No, it's not.
It's got to be close.
You shut your mouth. What? How does that even fit in the ocean?
I don't know, but the ocean is big and it's scary, and we've explored more of the ocean than we have of space.
And 8,000 kilometers. It's easy to see how something that big moving at any speed could be devastating for the coastal regions of the world.
How does it not just eat the whole
Although
world?
We use the word
I know, it can one
contain,
bite in America.
It is impossible for SCP staff to ever contain something of such massive size.
So they just need to monitor it.
Surveillance and monitoring are about all we can do for now. That and hope it never wakes up.
That's why I'm always scared
Oh, it's sleeping!
It was thought to be relatively smooth
I haven't gone in the ocean in 2
until
years.
one incident changed.
You're gonna have to keep it that way.
Dr. Hart turned off the video monitor and faced the assembled members of MTF Gamma 6, also known as the Deep Feeders, renowned for their specialization in the tracking of deep sea and oceanic anomalies. The room was dark, and each team member was sitting in shadow, but still Dr. Hart could see the seriousness on their faces. "I'm sure you're wondering why I called you here at such short notice," he said. On the screen behind him, he put up a NASA satellite picture of a small set of rocky islands.
Okay.
I think that this is the Leviathan.
Do you think that maybe the smaller islands are like baby leviathans?
No, I think it's just like his tail, like going up and down, in and out of the ocean.
See, on the right side, it kind of curves to the left. I think he's just sleeping on a curve.
Yeah, he's sleeping on his side. That's how I sleep too. I sleep like a baby with my knees like up to my chest. I do that.
Yeah, it
That's
must
what he's
be
doing.
sleeping for a long time, considering that it has like dirt on its back and it has like mountains and like plants and stuff.
Yeah, there's a
living
whole
on it.
ecosystem living on
Yeah,
him.
that would take thousands of years.
If America just like got up and started walking away,
It'd be pretty cool though. I'd be like, wow, that's cool.
you would say, oh, that's cool, not, oh my gosh, the world is not as it seems, I'm gonna die.
It would
I'd
be like an
probably do
earthquake
both.
24/7.
Let me kiss the
Yeah.
first person I see, you know?
What if he farted, dude? That'd probably like eliminate a whole species.
That would literally be a nuclear fart.
You see this little island chain here? Well, it wasn't there a week ago. He paused, rubbing his forehead from lack of sleep.
So it
At
moved.
8:05 a.m. today, we recorded another auditory anomaly emitting from SCP-169. This one was much louder
So
and
it
longer
farted.
than the one recorded in
maybe I
1997
was
by
right.
the National
Yeah.
Oceanic and Atmospheric
Every fart is an
Administration,
earthquake.
the one known as the bloop. Back
Wait, the
then, it
bloop?
was easy to brush off
I
as
wanna
some
see the
ice
bloop. I wanna
breaking
see the
off
bloop
of a
next to
continental
Leviathan.
shelf and scraping against the seafloor. It's not so easy to cover up anymore. These
Oh
auditory emissions from SCP-169 are beginning to grow more frequent. More than that, increased seismic activity around the archipelago on the creature's back indicates that the rate at which the
Yep,
creature
we're
is
right.
breathing
We were
is
right.
also up. Typically,
It's an
the
island.
rate at which the creature takes what we are assuming to be a breath is once every 3 months.
Every
The rate
3
has
months?
increased to
Dude, did you guys just hear that?
That's it?
He takes a breath once every 3 months. That dude can hold his breath for a long time.
I think time moves slower when you're bigger.
Maybe, but it's kind of like blue whales. Like they could breathe and then go down for, I think, like hours and hours and hours at a time. But this is next level. Months at a time and it doesn't have to breathe.
That's
every
insane.
3 weeks.
But now it's
for
once
as
every
long
3
as we've
weeks.
been monitoring
The most I've ever held my breath
waking
for
up.
is 2
it's been
minutes.
adrift along the southern Atlantic.
That's pretty
never
good, Adam.
moving more than a kilometer a week. That behavior is slowly beginning to change. It doesn't sound like much, but something that big, even moving just a fraction of that faster, means 100-foot tidal waves for the entire South American coastline.
Sounds like some good
We
surfing
fear the
material.
creature showing signs of waking up. If this is true, it could mean a cataclysm for the hundreds of nations around the world.
That's a fact. That's a
Millions,
fact.
hell, even billions could be wiped off the face
One
of the earth
rollover
if this
and he's
thing
causing
just
a tidal
flips its
wave.
body too fast in the wrong direction. To put it to scale,
Oh my
Adam
God.
suffers with
There
that
it is.
same problem.
There it is.
Are you kidding me?
Not now, Alex. It's a serious issue.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna talk about how when you cannonball in swimming pools, it kind of ruins the fun for everyone. That's all right. I'm sorry.
Not a
Let's
good
continue.
time. Not a good time.
I don't like
this
how many
monster is
legs
about the
this guy
size
has.
of the caribou.
It is like tentacly, and I don't like that either.
The doctor then
whole
pulled
thing
out
is
a
just weird.
decanter of whiskey and poured himself a glass, swallowing the entire pour in one go. In an appalling breach of workplace professionalism. Seriously, an XK class end of the world scenario is still no excuse for drinking on the job. We're
Yeah,
talking
like-
about an extinction level event. A bona fide XK class end of the world
What do you
scenario.
even do to stop him, though? He's
1,000
too
foot
big.
tsunami wave stretching
Maybe
as far as the eye
feed
can
him?
see
You're
from
gonna
either
drop
end of
him
the
on that
horizon.
island.
The last time
Oh, gotta make him mad.
169 stirred, it created the Mediterranean. In fact, the legends of the biblical flood, Noah's Ark, the same story can be found in every civilization and culture around the world. So maybe they were onto something. It
So
is-
not only is this thing gargantuan in size, it is like super old too. It's like thousands of years old.
Oh, it's gotta be, yeah.
It might be millions.
Goodness, it could. Maybe it stems from like the dinosaurs. Maybe one of the dinosaurs got into like some nuclear material and then it got really big.
Think about it like this, Jack. Every time you breathe, that's like 1 second, right?
Yeah.
And this thing breathes once every 3 months. So to them, 3 months is 1 second to you.
So technically it's like 300 times bigger than even me.
Yes.
Maybe even more.
Exactly.
It is to this end I call you all here. To save the world from the next great flood.
That's a lot of water.
He paused for a moment as the room took in the gravity
There's the next
of the
big
situation.
flood. Next time he has to get a
The
bag.
more
guy
we
has
can
a
learn
stomach that
about
looks like Jupiter.
SCP-169, the better. And right now, we know squat. For one, we've never seen just how deep the body of the creature goes, or what's under it. The pressure has been too great for our current model submarines. Until now. After reinforcing our
There we go,
Nemo
let's go.
1 deep sea submersible with thaumaturgical
Human.
runes, the integrity of its hull has increased exponentially. Your mission will be to travel as far down and as close to the creature as possible.
So obviously, you know, this guy doesn't seem like he's really done that much damage in a long, long time. But if we had to kill it, how would you guys do it?
Probably drown it.
Yeah, when it come, you'd wait 3 months, and then when it came up, you dunk it.
Yeah.
Back down you go.
Yep.
See you in 3 months, bud.
I'm thinking, I mean, I don't really know how it breathes, if it has like a blowhole or something, but wherever the opening is, you send a little submarine in there with like some nukes, and then you blow it up from the inside out.
Or you just duct tape it. Like duct tape the blowhole.
What would happen to the
Duct tape
submarines?
fixes a lot of things.
Pilots, Jack.
They would have to sacrifice themselves.
Are you nominating yourself right now?
If it breathes, then there
Adam
must
would
be
just
gills
cannonball
or
in there.
lungs. There must be some basic biological facts we need to understand if we're going to survive extinction. Our only recourse is to find a way to sedate the creature, and if that doesn't work, then God help us all.
That guy's stomach looks
Just
like a
12
giant
hours
chocolate chip
later,
cookie.
deep in the
It looks like
waters
the
of the
moon.
southern Atlantic,
Looks like
a
Jupiter.
massive submersible ship was diving down into the depths of the deep ocean, looking for
here
a
we
way
go.
to stop the
We're
end
gonna
of the
finally
world.
see the full
Agent
thing.
Just
They better not actually wake it up.
A member of Deep Theaters, looked out of the massive viewing port as the ship slowly descended alongside the rocky trench that made up the body of SCP-169. Behind him was Dr. Hart, sporting a weapon
He
of
gets
shadow.
scarier and
The red
scarier.
nose
Rudolph.
from a night of drinking to
becoming
calm
Leviathan.
his nerves. The entire crew were silent in awe as the giant floodlights of the ship brushed over the barnacle-covered surfaces of the undersea mountain. They progressed slowly, reaching each milestone in depth with caution, knowing that one wrong move could destabilize the pressure in their ship. Just 6-1 murmured the word, "Scales." "What?" asked Dr. Hart. "I've been watching the patterns of the ridges as we sink down. They look like scales. Giant segments. It's hard to see at first because they're so covered in barnacles and sediment.
I don't
but
know.
I'm sure
There's actual
they're
scales.
giant armored scales. The way lobsters or crabs have armored
I
exoskeletons. Interesting, the doctor said, scratching his chin.
So they gotta find a way to get
Arthropods
through
have
the scales.
What
segmented
happened to his
armored
chin?
bodies. This
I don't-
means
this
we
guy's
might be
going through
looking at
something.
some sort of evolutionary hybrid.
Yeah, the end of the
Some
world.
sort of aquatic
Yeah, that's
mammal,
true.
such as a whale or dolphin. But one that has developed armored segmented scales similar to that of a crustacean.
I wonder if he
The
started
doctor
off
crossed his
small and
arms
just
to
kept
think.
growing.
The closest thing we have on the fossil record of this magnitude is an armored fish from the Cretaceous period.
Oh,
But even
that's a
way too
Pokemon.
small to compare to this.
Coelacanth.
This thing has an entire ecosystem on its back. How old is it? Asked the agent. Well, now that you mention it, given the impossible age of the creature, an arthropod would make sense. Lobsters and other crustaceans don't age conventionally, you see. They are effectively immortal. In fact, they actually die
that a
because
fact?
they
What?
continue to grow until their bodies can't hold
Oh my
up their
gosh.
humongous size anymore.
Wait, how old is the oldest crab?
SCP-169.
I
didn't know
that.
Jack, look that up.
The doctor
How
trailed
old
off,
is
thinking to
oldest
himself.
crab? Oldest crab is 100 million years old.
No, it's
No
not. No,
way.
it's not.
No way. No.
Alive today.
Nah, it's a fossil. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold
my
on.
gosh, bro! I was about to say I need to meet Mufasa.
Okay, my top search result is scientists accidentally kill world's oldest animal at age 507.
507 years old.
Yeah, that's old. That's old. But it's not like
It was an ocean quahog. Hold on, I'm going on a tangent. It was a clam.
Clams are the same thing as a crab.
Still lost in thought,
crazy.
turned to walk to the back of the
500 years.
submersible as Jean's 6-1 followed. He said as much to himself as to the agent, "The creature is old. The geological survey conducted when SCP-169 was first discovered carbon dated the specimen to over 541 million years old.
Okay, that's a tiny bit older than the
That's
clam.
too old
Just-
for any
just a
living
touch.
being. The results had to be incorrect, and yet I checked them myself more than once. And numbers
The Leviathan
do not
might be the
lie.
cause of the
entity
Pangea.
predates our civilization. Hell, it predates complex life forms on this planet as we know it. From an evolutionary standpoint, it doesn't make any sense. The agent, confused, asked,
That was a T-Rex.
"Doctor, how could something so big even come into existence?"
Exactly.
Very
How
little
did
of
it
our
get this
planet
big?
is actually landmass.
Yeah.
It's a wonder we call it Earth. Most of this planet
Ready
is
for this?
water.
Ready for this conspiracy?
Yeah.
Every single island on Earth is a different one of these. And this is actually like the smallest one.
Oh my goodness. So you're saying like Africa is just a giant Leviathan creature that we can't even tell. To us, it just looks like a bunch of land like just formed together, but it's really just Leviathans waiting to wake up.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And then they'll get up and then everybody will fall off.
Exactly.
If that's real, I would be so shocked. No, if I was in my
We aren't
90s,
looking
then I'd
at a
get
creature
smashed by that
that's
thing.
on our planet, Agent. We are on its planet.
Is that
Just
it right
then
there?
a flurry of alarms
Yeah,
and
that's it.
sensors
That's his
began to
face.
go off at the bridge of
Yeah.
the ship. The team scrambled to their stations, checking off monitors and shouting readings to each other. The ship's thermal sensors are detecting a massive rise in temperature, transmitting power to cooling systems. We have activity northwest of our location. Sonar has something big headed our way. We need to dive now. The ship lurched forward, nose first, as everyone on board held on to their seats, the restraints keeping them from falling forward.
I think he needs like backup or something.
Dr. Hart could see an enormous scaled appendage moving fast in their location.
We
need to steer the ship clear of the Talons. Revert all power to the thrusters. Get us out of the way, the doctor yelled. Don't you think I'm doing that? The captain shouted.
For real.
The ship jolted sideways and downwards as an immense wave of pressure came over the submersible, putting 6 G's of force on its occupants.
That's where they get in.
Just 6-1 yelped out of fear as the ship came close to crashing into what appeared to be the edge of a titanic talon, the size of the Empire State Building. Following the encounter, the part of the ship bordering the reinforced glass of the viewing port began to glow bright red.
I would pee myself so much.
It's boiling the water around us! One of the crew members cried out.
Ow.
It's not boiling anything. It's just cavitation due to the pressure reduction in the water. The updated runes on the ship's hull should keep us safe. We just need to cool our heads. Stay focused on the mission, bottom feeders. After several moments of holding their breath, the crew of Nemo 1 began to relax as their pace returned to a slow descent along the side of the underwater
How are they not
behemoth.
freaking out?
Before long, the vessel
What
was
is their
no longer
mission?
traveling straight down, but
I think
starting
just to
to
learn
curve
about it.
under the creature,
Yeah, they're doing
traveling
experiments on
north
Jack.
towards the theoretical head of SCP-169.
They have to go inside of it to learn more
After
about
several
it.
hours,
they're about to.
the ship came upon giant fissures in the rocky exterior of the creature. These massive vent-like structures appeared stiff, but slowly
They're
they
gills.
opened and closed over the span of weeks.
What does this thing even eat?
These were the
I said
respiratory
that.
organs of the organism.
There's little bubbles
2
coming out.
miles underneath the surface of the ocean,
Or it's heating
the
the
crew
ocean.
carefully began entering the smaller pod-like submersibles that detach from the
they're
main
gonna
ship.
go inside.
Just 6-1 entered his pod and strapped on
go,
the
I'm
haptic
actually hyped.
gloves that would give him control of the pod's robotic arms. He and a team of 3
Get in
other
there.
volunteers had agreed to undergo the dangerous mission of attaching artificial chemical emission
What?
machines that could be programmed to release anesthetic gas into SCP-169's
Oh.
respiratory system on
So if
command.
this thing goes
The emission
berserk
machines could
and
be
starts to
refueled
kill everybody, they
manually
can shut it
whenever
down.
the contents ran out. It was
Genius.
an ingenious
Genius.
solution Dr. Hart came up with when thinking
You would
of
think
his
the
time
Leviathan would be
studying
way smarter
sharks
than
as
that
a
now, 'cause it's
marine
been around for
biologist.
millions and millions
They
and
would
millions
tag
of
the
years.
fins of sharks
It's had
by
all that time to
capturing them
learn.
and bringing the
too busy
specimens on the
sleeping.
deck of their boat.
But so did that clam,
From there,
Adam,
the
and
scientists
that
would
clam
drill a radio
died.
frequency emitter onto the fin of the shark. When he had first seen this practice as a young college student, Dr. Hart was afraid the process was harming the shark, but later he learned it was designed in a way to not be harmful to the specimen, and eventually the tag would fall off after enough data on the shark's movement was collected. Except these
We gotta
tags
do that with
would
Alec.
not be falling off, he thought.
There's not much movement.
That'd be a
For the
dangerous
sake
game.
of all mankind, this had to work. The doctor pressed a button on the receiver of the radio.
Is it just
and
me or is he getting bigger?
Just 6-1, what's your status? Pressure's
stress
holding, all
makes you
signs
gain
look good. Just 6-2, pressure's holding, all good. Just 6-3, all clear, Captain. Just 6-4.
Good luck,
There was
soldiers.
silence. Just 6-4, do you copy?
I'm getting worried
All clear,
about
Doc.
this.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
my
have a
mic was
feeling this is
muted.
gonna go
On
really
route
bad.
and ready to
I'm
do
kinda
this
scared.
thing. Dr. Hart sighed in relief and slowly reclined in his chair, watching
think-
the pods move closer.
I think that those gills, whatever they're gonna suck these people into the Leviathan. He's gonna eat them.
Like they're not ready for the suck
Yeah,
power.
they don't actually know what that thing is.
That's a good point. I like that.
Alec, can you give us a demonstration of what might happen?
You see, this little thingy is the ship. These are the gills. It's sneaking in, sneaking in.
Ooh, oh.
Wait, what is that?
Oh, what? Does it eat it? It eats it after?
You did not say what your mouth was. What's your mouth?
No,
Are you hungry?
I just got hungry, guys. I'm
I
really
can
hungry.
eat.
I
I
can't
can
stop
eat.
thinking
The
about
large
food.
openings on SCP-169's side. One by one, the robotic arms used underwater torches to drill into the thick, rock-like
How does that not hurt?
exoskeleton
It's
of
gonna
the
wake
It's
it
creature,
gonna
up.
be genius
screwing
if it
in
actually works
complex
out.
million-dollar equipment that was both waterproof and could withstand the immense pressure.
I guess technically, Alec, these ships, even though they look big to us, they're so tiny compared to the size of this creature that it's basically like a little mosquito on you. Like, yeah, you wouldn't even really feel it until it's already too late and it stung you.
to depth under
I'm
the
terrified
ocean.
of bees.
As the minutes turned to hours, Dr.
said
Hart
bees?
couldn't help but feel anxiety for the safety of his crew and the success of the mission. But before long, the
kinda
pods
working.
began to return
Yeah,
one
it's
by one
working.
to the mother.
There we go.
That
Look
was
at
easy.
that.
Good job,
completing
boys.
The segment
What
of
were we so
work
worried of?
with which they were tasked. The last pod still working was just 6-1,
Oh, no,
whose
there's one
robotic arm was in the process of rotating a large industrial-sized screw.
There we go.
Just 6-1 had all but finished.
He did.
When suddenly a low
Ready,
rumble
watch, he's about
could
to
be
get
felt
sucked up.
shaking
He
the larger
did.
submersible. Dr. Hart's voice came crackling over the radio. Get back to the ship now! Just 6-1, wrapped in deep focus on his task, replied, I'm just about finished, just packing up my tool belt. Leave it.
Never be the
Return
last
to the
one.
ship
Never
now.
be the last
That's an
one.
order. Jesus, what's wrong? It's not like this is the end of the world, said the agent, chuckling over his radio. And
Yes, it
ear-piercing
is!
echo
It
sent
literally could be.
shockwaves through the depths
Oh,
of the
here we
ocean
go.
They
around
woke
the
him up.
submersible. The waves rumbled with the sound
This
of
literally is the end of the world.
SCP-169's
Did he wake
voice,
up?
similar to the sound of a
No,
large
bro. Okay,
my
put him to sleep.
God.
Put him to sleep now.
No.
The sound
They are
sent
so
all the crew
dumb.
members falling to the floor.
These guys literally were supposed to secure, contain, and protect, and they did the opposite of that.
They're worse off now than if they would have done nothing.
They
They
poked
should've
the
just
bear.
done nothing.
They poked the bear. Should never poke the bear.
Gosh,
This is why I never
Falling to
trust
the
big
floor
government.
As the ship experienced severe damage from the burst of pressure, slightly cracking the glass viewport.
Oh, they're all
and
dead.
sending smoke flooding
They
into the
dead.
small bridge of the ship. Gas masks! Shouted Dr. Hart as they all donned breathing apparatus. SCP-169 is
no.
waking up. Begin activation of the chemical emission machines. We
have to
need
use
to
it right
sedate
away.
it now. The Leviathan is waking up. We need to stop it, shouted Dr. Hart. Just then, he looked back and noticed Just 6-1's pod was gone. Just 6-1, what's your position? Just 6-1, where are you? Sir, sonar has him drifting off deeper into the ocean behind us. He must have gotten knocked off SCP-169 by the shockwave.
I want to see those
But
people on the
Dr. Hart
island.
wouldn't
They're
have
probably
it.
freaking
He didn't
out right
want
now.
any more blood on his hands. Reverse thrusters, turn us around and get to him. We're not losing anyone. But the breach in the hull. It'll hold. That's what the runes are for. The outside of the submersible began to glow a slight
Whoa.
blue as the ship's system started
heck?
to come
Why are
back
they
online
glowing?
to full capacity.
I don't know.
And alarm systems started to turn off and report normal pressure readings. Before long, the Nemo 1 had caught up to Just 6-1's pod and retrieved the agent.
Wait, Jack,
Oh,
what's
wow,
that?
he's dead.
What's that thing in the water that glows up?
Anglerfish.
Bioluminescent?
Bioluminescent. I think this thing is secreting bioluminescent. That's my
It could
theory.
be.
That's my
I
theory.
like your theory, Adam.
I'm just-
It very
you know-
well could be right.
Yeah, Alec lost 20% of his IQ in the last video, so he can't think. This guy's
Knocked
dead.
unconscious by the shockwave.
He's definitely
Once the
dead.
agent was back on the main
I
ship,
feel so bad for
the
that
doctor
guy.
turned
He was
his
just trying to do his
attention back
job.
to the monitors,
like,
making
"What's
sure
gonna happen?
the
The world's gonna
installations
end."
they drilled
He was
into the
joking
creature
about it.
were functional.
His world ended.
Slowly, the machines came online to
Oh,
full
it
power,
worked.
There we go.
and the speed at which SCP-169 had been moving
Night-night,
began
big
to
guy.
slow ever so slightly.
Wait.
The team all
But hold on, wait, isn't there like, I don't know if this is like something that I missed, but doesn't it only breathe like once every 3 weeks?
Yeah, I'm confused about that as well. I don't know how it has gills. I thought it breathed through like a blowhole, but I guess not.
Or
I
like
don't-
even still, if it's breathing through gills, then it would have to breathe constantly for this thing to actually work.
unless they're just like shoving it in there, you know? They're just like shoving this gas inside it.
Yes, they're just squirting it all inside.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
the viewport in silence as a steady stream of anesthetic gas was pumped into the respiratory system of the gigantic living myth in front of them. After a few moments of waiting, the doctor spoke. I think it worked, he said with a smile.
I don't think it's
The
gonna
crew
work.
erupted
I
in
don't
cheers
think it's gonna work.
as they radioed control
make 'em
back up
angry.
on land that the mission had been a success.
No.
The message quickly
Okay,
reached
that's
the
good.
O5 Council, where a red alert status was de-escalated, and the O5 members withdrew from their plan of leaving the current Earth for that of an alternate universe.
about to leave
Their
the
whole
Earth?
crew
What the
began to
heck?
sing and
Oh my
celebrate
gosh.
the prevention of the
They
end
were
of the
about to
world,
pack up their bags
as
and be
Dr.
like, "All
Hart
right, bet,
simply
we
stood in
out."
front of
They're
the
literally about to
massive
leave
viewport,
mankind.
watching the mountainous specimen slowly grow smaller in the distance as the submersible began ascending back to the world.
Aw, he's happy
Just
now.
6-1 came over to
Finally.
congratulate him, patting him on the back. We did it!
He deserves
said.
that.
Loosen up! The doctor managed to laugh along in acknowledgement.
I feel happy
That we
for that
did,
guy.
he said in relief. That we
Oh,
did.
gosh.
The two watched the deep blue ocean.
Was that them
in
leaving, or was that the
silence,
Leviathan
taking in the
leaving?
vastness of the sea?
That was them.
Perhaps this
Oh.
would not be the end of
Oh,
it.
that was
But
scary.
that
Wow,
day,
this was a
they
a
had
success.
done what the
How about
SCP
that?
The Leviathan looks
Foundation
much
did.
smaller from
believe
that
that.
far away.
Kick that apocalyptic can a few miles down the
2,000
road.
kilometers my booty.
Well, boys, yeah, that was one of the first missions ever where it went successfully, there was no casualties, and everybody's happy.
Shout out SCP-169.
Yeah, maybe he's just a good guy all along.
But Adam, you know who's not a good guy? This SCP right here. And if you guys want to check it out, click right in the middle.
You better click it. It's a good time. Trust me. Trust me.
Don't do it,
click
don't do it. You're gonna
Please
regret
click
it. You're gonna regret it.